The next results that I focused on are from the EPCOR FL1 study, which is basically looking at the follicular lymphoma patients that have relapsed after 2 lines of therapy. So this is a global open label phase 3 study and the patients were randomized to 2 arms, epcoritamab plus rituximab plus lenalidomide versus standard of care, which is the so-called R-square regimen, rituximab plus lenalidomide. And this is the standard of care in these patients. The patients were also treated in a fixed duration type of protocol of only 12 cycles, and the cycles are 28 days. So the primary endpoints were met decisively. The progression-free survival was 79% reduction in the risk of progression or death. And the overall response rates were definitely higher in the investigational group, 89% versus 74% in the standard of care group. The complete response rates were also much higher in the epcoritamab group, 74% versus 43% in the R-square group. Median PFS has not been reached in the epcoritamab combo versus approximately 11 months in the R-square group. And I forgot to mention that epcoritamab is actually a bispecific antibody, anti-CD3, CD20 bispecific antibody. So in terms of safety, the investigational group had about 24% of the patients had cytokine release syndrome, which is a common AE in patients treated with these drugs. However, because of the step-up dosing, they were mostly grade 1, 2, and they had only one single low-grade ICANS event reported. So very manageable safety profile. And the hematologic toxicity were in line with the expected profile of the bispecific antibodies and also in line with the lenalidomide-based regimens, and they were all manageable. The conclusion of this study, I was actually quite excited about these results. In these patients that were treated with at least 2 lines of therapy, it showed much higher complete response rates, substantial progression-free survival benefit, and also a very manageable safety profile. I'm not saying that there are no toxicities, but the safety profile is manageable because by now the community knows very well what are the most common toxicities that are occurring in these patients, and the step-up regimen with the bispecific antibodies are actually reducing the high grades of CRS rates. And I believe that the regulatory approvals are already following on this data. So the potential of becoming the new standard of care for this regimen is actually quite high.